Sun's out, Stang's out. Ball bam. Porsche design. Eterna titanium. Titanium! What is going on? Checking out this beautiful titanium Eterna Porsche design. Going along on the ride in the Mustang. Winter has finally given up its chokehold on my life, and thankfully getting out in the Mustang and just cruising around some. I'm gonna have some fun today. Before I forget, I am indeed wearing the Hobby of Hours Porsche design t-shirt, available in all sizes. Probably can't see it, but available at hobbyofhours.com. Check it out if you want to get you some gear, some swag. Kind of a pretty cool watch shirt, and this here's a pretty cool watch. Kind of a wild card, in as much as this is the titanium version of the Porsche design. It's got a fitty inside, and the Eterna era. So we know that it went Orfina, IWC, then Eterna, and this is kind of a rare bird. You don't see these pop a lot. I picked this one up out of Europe somewhere. I want to say Italy or France. I think I got this off of Chrono, actually, and it's got the Italian day wheel on it, which is pretty cool. And you don't really see titanium Porsche designs, except for the $10,000 black one from Porsche Design, but this is the gray colored titanium, and pretty rad piece. So I figured I'd share it. We're gonna go into the studio, get it on deck in a hot minute, but just wanted to cruise the Mustang a little as I do the intro. Also wanted to give a shout out to a fellow YouTube channel I've recently discovered by the name of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I intend to reach out to that cat. He seems pretty cool, but he may have saved your boy D 10 G's. And as much as he just released a video, he is also a fan of Cartier, as I am. And he was talking a little bit about the releases for Watches and Wonders. Although Tony, we have a disagreeing point on whether or not the Rewind is a great watch. I think it's a fabulous watch. I would love to own it. Granted, it's platinum, and it is kind of a novelty that it runs backwards. And you're not wrong that it's impractical, but that watch is probably going to be 40 grand. So you might just be right in plain sight. But he had a unfavorable opinion about the Duo Time, which I loved as soon as it came out. But then I kept watching the video, and he easily won me over. It's a $10,000 watch. Okay, to be fair, $9,100 watch. After taxes, you're into it for 10 grand probably. So let's just call it a 10 grand watch with a Sellita movement, a $400 movement inside. Now, Sellita movements are amazing, absolutely amazing movements. I mean, they came about mostly, after Swatch and ETA. Let me put my glasses back on. After Swatch and ETA years ago threatened to stop selling e-Bosches to other manufacturers. I think they got shut down by the Swiss authorities of antitrust or whatever. And so it gave rise to Sellita, who then were able to use the expired patents on, say, the ETA 2824, etc., and make their own movements, variants of it. They make a very high quality movement to the point where they're almost exchangeable. Certainly when you get a Christopher Ward watch from a certain period, Mark II logo, the CHR Ward watches, it even says in the booklet, you might have an ETA or you might have a Sellita, because there's some overlap of interchangeability of when they were using one or the other. But I digress. But Tony, thank you, sir. Dang, my name is on a list for a Duo Time at my Cartier AD, but I only did that after she wouldn't put my name down for the Platinum Rewind. Anyway, thank you, dude. I'm definitely not going to. Let's be honest, I was never going to spend 9 grand on that watch. I'm just not. I don't roll that heavy. If I'm going into the 9-10 grand watch, I'm going to be negotiating on a Rolex GMT downwards. Yeah, right. Good luck, D. But you know what I mean. The point is, in this hobby, we learn from other people. That's why we got to share the hobby, for crying out loud. If I hadn't caught his video, now granted that watch isn't going to be available for purchase for another 6 to 8 months. The point is, now I know something. So thank you to him for that. I wanted to just give him a shout out real quick before we get into this little titanium beauty. But I'm going to get back to driving, so let's hit the deck and see what's going on with this piece. Do me a favor, hit the like button, and if you're enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me. I publish every Tuesday and Friday, sometimes in between, and if you leave me a comment, I will get back to you. It means an awful lot to me and helps the channel out. Helps us grow, so thank you so much. What you got on deck, D? Well, I wanted to... It's been a while since I've done a mail call episode. Mail call! And I ordered some gear from our good friends, countycom.com. Thank you, Mike, for our discount code. Link in the description of all our videos. And some of that gear happens to be titanium, just like the watch I'm wearing today. And wanted to share that. All right, going around the room, I kind of got a hodgepodge of stuff today. We've got the Porsche Design 50 Years book. I wish they would put out a book about the watches we love. So we've got the Maritac 20mm rubber strap here. Not for these watches, that's for another watch build project. We've got this pop-out pen that they kind of included free of charge. Thank you, Mike. So super small, and you can keep that in your pocket wherever you go. You could even use it to really impress your point on something if you needed to. They've got these in a bunch of different colors. I have a couple. I typically keep one in each of my cars. No stranger to the channel. This is the Mario. This watch has been reviewed extensively. Don't worry, I'm not going to belabor it. I just wanted to put it side to side with this little titanium beauty to give you a sense of dimensionality and whatnot. We got Hobby of Hours coffee mugs. We've got the 3-in-1 Watchmakers collab with CountyCom. We got some titanium sharp edges. We've got the Porsche Design shirt available in all sizes at hobbyofhours.com. And we've got a pair of fun titanium tools. Let's take a quick look at this. Now we know that CountyCom gets contracts from the government and other secret agencies where they'll make something and it'll be for a specific purpose. And they'll sell the overruns to us, the public, but we don't always get to know what they're for. So Mike is, quote, calling this a titanium toothpick that kind of unscrews and hides into this. My dense gloves are not helping much. Come on, gloves. They didn't work that well in the Mustang either. So this toothpick hides away in here very sveltely, very stealthily. But if you're a fan of the X-Files like I am, you know what an implement like this could do in the event you've got an alien who is subject to getting poked in the back of the coconut with one of these. So this is actually a tool to fight aliens. Thank you, Mike, for making this available to the public. And this is, wow, this is an awesome hammer. This is their Titanium Armorer's Precision Hammer in the 8-inch sizing. They make another one as well. It has brass on one end, this hard, I'm going to call this plastic. I don't know what this material is, but it's not metal is the point. And whenever you're working in an armorer capacity, you need to have that. But even when you're working in a watchmaker's capacity, you get those watch kits that have those itty-bitty hammers on them, or rather in them. They've got a similar setup. They've got plastic on one end, metal on the other end. None of them have brass like this. And it's just not enough oomph to get the job done sometimes. And you'd be surprised how often I need a little more oomph in a hammer. And why not get a precision one? Funny enough, the watch I need a hammer on, hammer time, is my Porsche design watches, because getting these links out, oh, we got some crud in that one. These are the removable links, right? You know, if only I had something I could use to point with. These are the removable links right through here. Not these up here, not these big ones, but these ones will pop out. And because this is a watch from the 70s, these can get a little bit stubborn. So I have a pin pusher that I will use to knock them out. And that itty bitty hammer is not going to get the job done. So that's partly the reason, the use case for this. But if you're a hobbyist and doing anything else that you might need a precision hammer that's titanium with the brass, and this, as I said, I'm going to call this plastic. I don't think it's plastic, but that side, this is the one for you. Don't forget, use our discount code and get you some money off of your stuff. We have cleared the deck. As I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the Orfina, but I want to put some dims up so you can see these are mostly neck and neck across the dimensions, the diameter, lug to lug, the height, the strap, both being 20. The two chief differences here, this one's mineral crystal, this one is sapphire. And with this being steel and this being titanium, you would think there would be a massive chasm of weight difference, and there really isn't. 15 grams of weight difference isn't an awful lot, and I have to admit I was a little bit disappointed. I've had a number of watches where I've owned both the steel and titanium variants. The one that immediately comes to mind is the Seiko Creedor Phoenix. Fabulous watch, fabulous chronograph, and they make those in steel and titanium. And when you hold them both, I happen to have both at one point because I bought the titanium, sold it, missed it, bought the steel to kind of supplant it. The steel didn't satisfy, so bought the titanium. And I had them both in-house before I could part with the steel one. So that's how I could, you know, I never did a side-by-side with those. I perhaps ought to have. But right now, it's been so long, maybe I did. I don't remember. Point being, I was expecting this one to be an awful lot lighter than this. And it is a little bit, but not enough for it to really matter. And they've got the same movement in there, that beautiful Valjoux 7750. This is, of course, the Mario from the Orfina era, and this is an Eterna era execution of it. And I think this was made during the time period when Porsche Design actually owned Eterna before spinning them off to I believe a Chinese conglomerate took ownership after them. Comparison out of the way, we can zoom up in to this one's biznatch. This has the Italian day wheel. I did get this out of the European Union several years ago, pre-pandemic-ish. I think I paid like 1.8 just to give you some frame. These don't pop all that often, and I want to give you some buying advice on them. First of all, this is more or less the first time Porsche Design executed one of these designs in titanium. That modern era one for 10 grand, no, that was just a, gosh, that go-to-market strategy is, I don't know how Christian would put it, from Theo and Harris, not that great. They could have done really, really well, especially with the Top Gun 2 coming out, if they just positioned that watch in the 6 grand marketplace. It's not a $10,000 watch, it's just not. So, is this worthy? Absolutely. If you don't mind the fact that it is in titanium and it's, you know, not that, you know, powder coated black that we do love. But don't forget, good old Bootsy wanted to make a watch that looks like the gauges on a race car, and I think this still achieves it, especially with so many cars incorporating aluminum into their design language, my Mustang included. Absolutely love the piece. It is lighter weight, but you know, I'm a Porsche Design collector, so I think that's why I'm a bit partial to it. I don't think that's, oh, we'll get the chrono running. There we go. So how do you want to hunt these? More or less very similar to how you would hunt a regular Porsche Design is, you know, Porsche Design chronograph as your keyword search, or Eterna chronograph, because this is Eterna. You'll note it's got a slightly different buckle and different links to the other one. But on the back, come on, focus, let's get you rounded about. That's what the back is going to look like. And at the bottom, at the very, very bottom, you see the reference number 6625.10. Unfortunately, if you use that model number as the key thing to sort by, it's not going to. It looks like my chrono stopped. I didn't power it up. I wanted to keep the time at good old 10:07. It's going to pull a bunch of the other Eterna dial variants. This one is my preferred one. It is non-panda, straight up black, and it doesn't have the skeletonized hands that sometimes shows up on them. Those aren't terrible. They just don't appeal to me personally. I kind of like the clean aesthetic of just having those pencil sword-like, I guess these would be thin sword hands for this model. It's just me. They can be had. Those models are not titanium, I think. I think those are just steel. So you're going to have to cast a wider net and more or less old school, cast a wide net and dig through the listings if you want a titanium piece like this. I think in the modern era, you could expect a piece, a titanium variant like this to cruise north of 3, if not 3.5, just based on market. But who knows? Maybe you can get them in the mid-2s. I still see silver, the regular silver steel models of the Porsche design chronographs, the old school ones, in about that range. And the titanium version of this is so unknown. You might get a deal. Usual places, Chrono24, eBay. But also check out the other eBay sites, the non-US based, meaning the native eBay.it for Italy, and I think the France one is ebay.fr, and the one for the UK, because listings over there aren't automatically set up to ship to the US, therefore they won't populate ebay.com for the the US based buying market. And a lot of those folks, if you're kind, if you're polite, you write to them in their native language, use Google Translate, have the first sentence be in their language, and then just put the English version below it so you always know what you wrote them. I find that is really appealing to non-English speaking sellers who are getting hit up from some Yahoo in America saying, hey, will you give me a discount on this watch? It sounds a lot better when you make an effort to speak their language. 9 times out of 10, they'll come back in English, but I want to do it to show them the respect that we are not the only ones in the world, and it has worked far more times than it hasn't. So at the end of the day, great piece, worthy piece, challenging to find. I've only ever seen one, and I bought it. And to be fair, I'm not out there hunting it because I've already got mine. So if you want to get yours, those are my tips and tricks of the trade. And on my 6.5-inch wrist with my Goody racing gloves. These actually are really rather nice gloves. I bet they would go really great if I had a wrapped steering wheel. Not so great with the current steering wheel on the Mustang, so they will probably be staying in the studio for whenever I have to do a review of a racing chronograph. Looking pretty good. 6.5-inch wrist, long lead, highly wearable for any wrist size, and yes, absolutely, get you some if you can get you some. On the off chance I've never opened up and reviewed this book for you before, this is the Porsche Design It's About Time 50th Anniversary book. I don't remember what I paid for this. It's covering the years 1972 to 2022. Let's see how many pages. A little 278. I don't remember it costing a whole lot. And this is something of, I hate to say, because I don't like the term coffee table book, because usually coffee table books are just pretty pictures and no functionality. And this one is kind of in the middle. And it's not just about the watches. It has a bunch of other photos in there, other designers than Bootsy. It's got some of the history, but it also has some of their other items that Porsche designed. Of course, the watch we know and love is the main, it was the first thing they started with, but they got glasses in here, they've got lamps, I think there's a desk in here somewhere. Oh, gorgeous watch. Overpriced. Oh, and of course the cars. How could I forget the cars? But the Porsche design team in this context is more about their products, not their automobile portion of their... oh, there's the Titan. Love that watch. 6'9". Bikes, skis, a coffee maker, pens, a clothes hanger, got a chair. All right. Yay. More coffee makers. Oh, is that a pipe? Is that a pipe? Oh, that's a pipe. Who knew? Porsche Design made a pipe. Lamps, various accoutrements, shoes, another Goonie pen, a wacky reclining chair, a boat. That'd be kind of cool. Some, gosh, 1980s. What year did this come out? Oh, I'm sorry, 76 ski goggles. I wasn't too far off. Chairs, lighters. I was kind of hoping for a book that detailed the entire history of the watch we know and love. Okay, some shoes, some gloves. All cool stuff. Oh, there he is. What up, Bootsy? There's Bootsy's family. So on and so on and so forth. Oh, some of the original designs of our main man. I think that's a lamp. Yep, that is a lamp. Gosh, check that out. Everything we have from this right here, ostensibly. Too funny. Great stuff. So, here's what this book has in it. It's not watch heavy. If you're into Porsche design in general, or design and architecture and product design at all, it may be of some good fun and good use to you. It's not going to be a watch reference book in the way that we love it. So, from that perspective, you don't really need it. But if you dig Porsche design, if you get, here's the thing, if you could get this for $20 off of eBay, I would totally get it. But if you're not super into it, and to be frank, I use this in the background of my videos because I need something in the background of my videos when I've got one of the watches, and it's nice object art from that perspective. Anywho, those are my thoughts on the Porsche design. It's About Time 50th anniversary book. There you have it. Eterna Porsche design titanium. Gosh, I love me some titanium watches. These are pretty cool. If you can, if you see one, grab it, because they do not pop very often, if ever. And make sure you get enough bracelet links in it, because these bracelet links, they just don't pop. But if you ever want to hunt a Porsche design watch, or you want me to take a peek at a listing you're considering, hit me up. Slide into my DMs on the IG. Although Instagram is kind of in the doghouse with me at the moment. Long story. Anywho, this has been your wild card watch of the day. And pretty cool overall watch. So, again, big shout out and thanks to Tony for bird dogging that Cartier. That would have been a purchasing mistake. So thank you, brother, for sparing me that. Hope that wherever you are on this wonderful, beautiful hobby of ours, that you are blessed. We will catch you in the next one. Peace. Pick up a book. 1001 Watch Designs, Volume 1. We've got line art, oil paintings, steampunk, and even super duper realistic ones. Ones that you could probably put on your wrist today. It's a good bit of fun and a great way to share your support. Thanks for coming along on the ride.